What's up, guys? Samba the Stars, episode 2. I'm here with John, Daniel. You guys want to say what's up real quick?
Going on.
So
Daniel, if you want to just quickly introduce yourself because you didn't weren't here the first
yeah,
episode.
yeah, all good. Yeah, yeah. My name is Daniel. Huge fan of Brazilian national team. Excited for the World Cup, and yeah, glad to be here with you guys.
Alrighty, and today we're gonna be going through Brazil's 55-man pre-list, and we're gonna come up with a 26-man roster. Call up is this Monday. We're gonna be posting this either Saturday or Sunday, so right before the main call up. Um, and yeah, just get straight into it.
What time is it going to be announced? Monday at what? 4? 5?
Something like
Something
that,
like,
yeah.
something like that.
That alrighty.
Chris pulled up with the Italy jersey. I see.
Yeah. But my Brazil jersey is in the dryer right now, so I can't really
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
closest thing to Brazil, right? Alrighty. So we got first goalkeeper we got here is gonna be Bentu. You guys think he should get called up? What are your opinions on him? He just had a huge mishap in Al Nassr's last game. They also lost today in the I think it was the Asia Champions League final. So what do you guys think about Bentu possibly getting called up as a third goalkeeper?
I don't think so. I don't think it's like called it, to be completely honest with you. Like,
I mean, I think he's going to get called up. I think, if I'm trying to predict what they're gonna do, on Monday, I think he's definitely gonna go.
yeah, I
Um.
think he'll get called up. I don't think he should get called up.
Okay. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's a
That's
different combo, yeah. But
I
what do you
think
think, Chris?
with the goalkeeper position, I think Rafael just has such a huge bias, and whatever he says goes with the goalkeepers, especially because it's such a small position group to where he gets to call the shots. Uh, I'm a big Bentu fan. If you guys have kept up with my Twitter page, you guys know that uh, there might not be a goalkeeper on planet Earth that I love more than Bentu. When he moved to Al Nassr, it kind of like dipped my stocks on him a little bit, just because he's not facing the strongest, competition, and he's playing in the probably the best team in Saudi. So um, I would call him up as a third goalkeeper. I do disagree. Tafel came out recently and said that being a good penalty shootout specialist doesn't mean you should get called up. I totally disagree with that. If you have three goalkeepers, I believe your third goalkeeper should be a penalty specialist. He said you have to be well rounded to get called up. I totally disagree. Like, you'll never get to your third goalkeeper in a tournament. So, well, I think we should keep Bentu here as part of the 26 just because it's probably going to happen. Um,
yeah.
so let's move on here. We have Ederson next. You guys think Ederson should get called up? He's been playing in
Yeah.
Turkey for a while now. You guys agree he should get called
Yeah.
up, or
Ederson goes. Yeah.
I think so too,
okay? And then we
yeah.
have
Do I
here
want him to go?
Allison.
Also, no.
No. Okay, so let me.
You don't want
No,
Allison here.
Ederson?
I want Allison to go. I think Allison's going. Yeah, I want Allison to go.
Okay. So I think these three right here are the locks to get called up. Let me put up the other goalkeepers on the pre-list here, and then we'll remove whoever you guys think don't belong. Are we missing one? Yeah.
Fuck.
I I do not
Fabio.
believe
Did you put Fabio?
I don't he's not on the pre-list. I don't think Weverton's on the pre-list either, but you guys have any opinions
Hmm.
on Hugo Souza, John from Nottingham Forest, or Weverton? You guys think any of them should get called up?
I, I, I would like to see Hugo Souza in there just because he's like a penalty specialist, in my opinion. Everton too,
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't mind at all because he's been on the national team before. He has a lot of experience, but John, I don't really have much of an opinion on him, but that's all I got for you guys.
So, Daniel, you got any opinion on these three or no?
I would say I don't know. I think the penalty specialist thing, I'm kind of I could get my mind changed on this, but low key, I think it makes sense, in theory, to bring up a third keeper that's a penalty specialist, but also subbing a keeper in the 100 and 19th minute, that's kind of has cold legs. Like I could see how like coaches would be like hesitant to do that, you know. It's just not something that like normally happens. I remember it happened like I don't know if you guys remember in 2014, Netherlands, like they were
Netherlands,
pretty
yes.
it was like pretty famous when they subbed on. I think it was Cruel, I think was his name. I think he
Yep.
later played for like Newcastle and such, but yeah, and so he kind of actually did that and it worked like successfully.
versus
But
Costa
Hmm.
Rica.
yeah, exactly. But I don't know. I mean, like if we were to call up a penalty specialist, then yeah, then Hugo Souza would be deserving to go. But honestly, I feel fine with like Allison, Ederson, and Bantha, who I think is going to end up being the three that get called up.
Okay, so I think we end up with those three. I have to agree with you
Yeah.
that it does work sometimes, having penalty specialists. I mean, in 2022 in the qualifiers, I believe, I could be wrong, it was Australia who subbed in, or it was either Australia or New Zealand. They had subbed in someone against Peru, uh, and they ended up qualifying, saving some shootouts, penalty shootouts, to send them to the World Cup. So, in all the cases the one time it didn't work was Kepa being brought on, I think, right? But yeah, so we'll keep on the three that were probably the biggest locks to get called up. Not much to argue there. So before we start off on defenders, let me just drag everyone in there so then I can drag everyone out. So we got Alexander Ribeiro, we got Bremer. Not the biggest fan of Bremer. I'll bring that up later. Danilo.
Seriously.
We have Gabriel Magalhães. Jesus, dude. These players are so tiny I can barely see them, but Ibanez.
Yeah,
Although,
I
are we
zoomed in.
counting Ibanez as a center back or a right back?
That's another thing. We could switch them off after too. Vitor
Okay,
Hayes,
cool.
Cool, cool.
Ch- Thiago Silva. You guys? Can you guys even see? It's so tiny. I don't see Marquinhos at all.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah, Marquinhos.
You guys see Marquinhos at all?
Hold up, where is? Oh,
I am.
Marquinhos
I
already
it's.
like on there.
Oh yeah, he's already there.
I did drag him up. Okay, am I
Yeah.
missing anyone? Holy smokes, I'm
Um,
blind.
Fabrizio
Someone
Bruno, top right.
Oh yeah,
Fabrizio
top
yeah.
right.
Bruno on the top right.
Yep. Yeah, I think we're good.
Real
All
Pereira,
right.
middle.
Lopetegua. Yep.
Ander
Yep. Yep.
Ortiz,
So
middle.
I don't
Yeah,
think either
they're
of
right
those
next to
guys
Ander
each
are on the
other.
Ortiz.
pre-list, but yeah, we're good now. Yeah.
Pereira is.
Yeah, Lopez is.
I don't know about Leo Ortiz.
Or Ortiz is not. Yeah, but let's get started. We'll go with Alexander Ribeiro first. In my opinion, man, when he had his first stint with the Selección, I thought he could have possibly been a starter for the Selección. He then got injured, I believe, for Lille, and he kind of lost a little bit of the momentum he had. I remember, Daniel, you were actually one of the first people to tweet about him. Uh, if you want to blow about that a little bit, you can.
Yeah, nah, I've been watching him or like kind of keeping an eye on him since like 2023, and I definitely yeah, I agree with you. I thought he was gonna like fight for a starting place, and I feel like ideally I would want him to be like in the final squad, but like realistically he hasn't played like he's played like two full 90s maybe, and like I'm looking right now, he's played three full 90s since literally like January, you know, and that's just not like in terms of like who whether or not I think he's gonna get called up, I don't think so. But like also if I would call him up, honestly, like probably not as well. Because I mean he's just that's just too long that he's gone without playing, and it's sad. Like I wish like he would have been there, but I think like just unfortunately he has to be left out.
Yeah, John, you have any opinions on him?
No, I mean, he hit it right on. I completely agree with him. I mean, I just don't think he's fit to play right now.
Yeah. So in my opinion, he would make the 26. However, we have to, remove a couple players, and he's one of the first out in my opinion. There's some players here that are way out compared to him, but in that pecking order, he has to get out. Next, we have Bremer. John, I'll start with you. What do you think about Bremer for the Seleção? And you think he should get called up?
I think he's going. I mean, my philosophy on how I would set up like the starting lineup for the national team, I would have Bremer in my starting lineup. So I do think Bremer would play a big role in this, but I just don't know what Ancelotti's gonna do. I didn't think he played bad versus France. I think there were center backs that played worse. I think he was one of the better center backs in that game, but I think he's gonna get called up. I do think so.
Daniel?
Yeah, I think he's definitely getting called up. I think that I don't know if I would start him. I think I have Marquinhos over him. I just think that I think Bremer tends to be a little bit too aggressive at times, and
Mhm.
so does Gabriel as well. That's just because I also have Gabriel starting. So I just think that like Marquinhos is a little bit more of a he's a little bit more controlled positionally. So I think my starting pair would be Marquinhos, Gabriel. But yeah, I would call Bremer up, and I think he's definitely going.
Uh,
I was, oh, sorry. Sorry.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. Go ahead. No, no,
I
you're good.
mean,
Go ahead.
yeah, I think I would pair, if we had started other Billy Tal, I would pair Gabriel Martinez together. But I'm not gonna lie, man. I like this may be a crazy hot take, but I would put Marquinhos as a right back. Crazy hot take. Wesley play on the left. Just crazy take. But Wesley plays more of an attacking left back, wing back. He plays on Roma, and I think when he goes up, it would turn into a three back, which Bremer has a shit ton of experience playing as a three back on Juve. So we'll
So,
I
see.
don't
That's
think
let me get.
Marquinhos right back is a bad take. I don't think it's a bad take, but I
he's
just don't
played it
think it's
before.
gonna happen.
Let me just. I'll go right back with that. I think Bremer does make the 26. My only issue with him is that he plays in the Italian league, which is more of a defensive league already, and there's not many. Uh, how can I say this without being disrespectful? It's not a difficult league to be a good center back in, if that makes sense. So you look better playing in the Italian league. If you were in the Premier League, like a guy like Murillo, he probably gets screwed. You know what I mean? He probably. And where is Murillo, by the way? I don't think he's in this little thing, but uh,
I didn't
he
see him.
deserves to be on here. But besides the point, Marquinhos right back. It's a good take in my opinion. The only issue is I think Ancelotti wants to make the left side more defensive for Vinny and Martinelli, and then make the right side the attacking uh, wing. So I think he wants his right side to be the person helping up in the front, especially now that Esteban is gone. That's something that Ibanez actually did a pretty good job at when he played against France and Croatia. So uh, yeah, I don't think that's a bad take either. That could happen. I just think at this point with Militao injured, I think you just have to put Marquinhos as their center back. Uh, Also having a great season at PSG, um, so we'll keep Bremer here. I moved up Marquinhos and Gabriel because there's not much discussion here. I think Gabriel. I am the biggest Gabriel hater, or was. Um, he proved me wrong, dude. I'm man enough to admit it. He's a good center back, and the more I watch Arsenal, the more I realize that the real fraud is Saliba. I won't get too much into that, but Saliba without Gabriel would be nothing, and he's one game away from winning Arsenal their first UCL, so that'd be huge for both Gabriel and Arsenal. And he's facing the guy next to him, Marquinhos. So um, Marquinhos, who by the way will probably retire with the most trophies ever. So we're talking about a historic career here. Um, I think he needs more respect. I think people just remember a few mistakes and also him missing that penalty. He's a center back, dude. We're not gonna judge a center back by missing a penalty. Um, so yeah, I don't think you guys have much to say about Marquinhos or Gabriel. I think those are both locks at this point.
I agree.
Um, and then we go on with Danilo. This is like the biggest, I guess, issue with the squad. I think. Do I think he makes a 26-man roster? Unfortunately. Um, do I think he should? No, not because of of how he plays or how good or bad he is. He's obviously not a good player anymore. Um, but if you guys remember when Janice was in command, he started talking really badly about the Brazilian fans. And so for you to bring leader like Danilo, who was talking shit about Brazilian fans, and you know, just not, it wasn't a great look at all. Just to bring him back as the leader of this group, when you have a guy like Thiago Silva, who's right here, by the way, it makes no sense to me. I want to hear you guys' opinion on this. I do think it is a pretty good idea to bring quote unquote leader who won't touch the field uh, in your 26, because you're not going to use all 26 players, obviously. And we did it in 2022 of Daniel Alves. Um, I want to hear what you guys have to say about Danilo being in the squad.
Jalen, let's start.
Yeah, sure, I'll go. Yeah, I mean, do I think he's gonna go up? I guess, like, yeah, since, basically Ancelotti said he would. He said 100%. So going off of that, I guess he's going. I mean, I don't like would I choose him in like my 26-man squad? No. But in terms of him being a leader, like to be fair, like the people in the dressing room, they speak to him more often. There's a lot of stuff that we don't see. So if Ancelotti thinks that he's worthy of being called up for his leadership, then I guess I kind of trust him in that aspect. And I also think like what you said about like the Janice thing, like I think that's valid. But also like back then he had more of a he had like a more important role. Like he was like basically like a starter back then. Now I
Yeah.
think he knows that, he's not like part of the team. So I don't think he's gonna, or I would expect him at least not to make any of those kind of statements anymore. So there's that. But yeah, he's getting called up. I wouldn't, but he's gonna be there.
Well, yeah, I think he's gonna get called up. Do I want him to get called up? No. I think he's actually awful. I think he's poop. They were playing. Flamengo was playing this past week on Thursday. Versus Victoria. I'm like terrible team, and he was a starter, and he played terrible. So he played like it was like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. He's like the reserve on Flamengo, and Ancelotti's calling him up. Like there are other veterans that you can call up that can play a role that Daniel Alves played in the 2022 World Cup. But I think he'll be there.
So with these four locked in, uh, Ibanez, I'm already gonna move into laterais. He's not gonna play. He's not gonna play center back. It leaves us with five players here. I believe my intuition or whatever you might say that we're only gonna call up five defenders, five center backs, including Danilo. So that leaves a spot for Vitor Reis, Thiago Silva, Fabrício Bruno, Alau Pereira, and who is that? Leo Ortiz. I don't know why Nathan's not here too. Um, so if you guys think Nathan or Murilo might get called up as well, you guys can mention him. But out of these five, who do you think should take up that last spot?
John, you can go first.
Me, I was making a decision. I'd take Thiago Silva. I still think he's playing great in for Porto. I've watched a lot of his games. Very respected center back still. What is he, 41 years old, still playing at one of the highest levels? Leo Pereira, I think, is going to be the one to take it, though. Unfortunately, I don't think he should be the one, but Fabrizio Bruno and Leo Ortiz and Vitor Hayes, I think it's too young. And yeah, I want Thiago Silva, but I think it's going to be Leo Pereira.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be Lil Pereira, especially because he's left-footed. That helps as well. And just the fact that, Thiago Silva hasn't been called up at all under Ancelotti. I don't really I'm not gonna lie, I don't really watch his Porto games, so I don't know if he's fit enough to play. But like they would have called him like beforehand, I feel like. And then
Yeah,
Chris knows my boy is Vitor Hayes, but I don't he's just not gonna make it, I don't think. I wanted him to go as a right back. Like when Militao got
yeah,
injured, I kind of had a little bit of hope, but I think it's just and I actually think like he is better than Ibanez at like most things, and I think that he should like he's a better player than him, and I would include him in my 26 because of that. But I think that like Ancelotti always like, especially like in the defense, he favorites like the more experienced players. So yeah, basically Leo Pereira is gonna be the last one. Yeah.
Um, So personally, I believe that I agree with both of you guys. It's going to be Lopejeda, but I only think that because Militone's not getting called up because of injury, of course. Now, if Militone gets called up, he'd get called up as a right back. But I think that they have a little, uh, things going on. If you guys know, outside of the pitch, Lopejeda and
Yeah, I've
Militone,
heard of that.
I really believe that Militone would have get called up and Vitor Hayes would have. So I think that Vitor Hayes actually impressed Ancelotti when he was there. He was only there for one game, but if whatever happens during this call up, 100% Vitor Hayes, he's going to be the building block on the defense next cycle. Next cycle, Marquinhos will probably be gone. Gabriel will probably come at his peak, so it's going to be Gabriel on that left center back, and then I think spots up for grabs for Vitor Hayes as a right center back. Um, so I think we agree on the first three: Bremer, Marquinhos, Gabriel, Magallanes. I would give another chance maybe to Fabrizio Bruno. I think he's always been a decent center back, even though I did talk a lot of shit after that Japan game. Uh, but at the end of the day, mistakes do happen. We're gonna have to remove him, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and remove Low Ortiz. I don't think he's in anybody's. I think Nata. I think Murillo has a better chance at this point. And yeah, we're gonna have to remove Thiago Silva as well. Danlu's gonna play that leadership role, unfortunately, and then we'll remove Vitor Hayes as well. Too young. So we move on to laterais, fullbacks. First up, the guy at Bayern's. I think uh, in the games he did play, he was, in my opinion, awesome. And also in Saudi Arabia, the Saudi fans, yo, Ibanez is I saw a tweet and it's true. Ibanez is basically the Pele of Saudi Arabia. He's really that good when he plays in Saudi. And I think at this point with Militão gone, there's no other option other than give him a chance at the right back position. So we'll go with right backs first. I know there's left backs and right backs here, so I think Ibanez should go. It's gonna be two right backs, two left backs. What are you guys' opinion on it, Ibanez?
Yeah, I like him. I mean, I just don't think he's anything special. I think he like, in Brazil they say like he does the feijão com arroz. It's like
Yeah.
the basic, like he gets it done right. During the Croatia game, he was solid. But yeah, I just think like physically he's kind of limited. He's not like super fast or strong, I think he's just decent. He gets it done right, and I think he's gonna get called up. Yeah.
I completely agree. When I went to the Brazil friendly versus Croatia, um, even he started, he played for like 60 minutes, and he honestly impressed me. I'm not even gonna lie. I think he's gonna get called up, and I have heard that they've seen him like a Pele there in Saudi Arabia, and I see some clips of him.
Yeah.
He's pretty solid. He's not a bad option for us. But yeah, I think he's going.
So, Daniel, I have to ask you real quick. I mean, you say he might get called up. Do you want him in that 26 or not? Because at the end of the day, this is our 26. We all have to agree with each other. Would you put him there with someone like Wesley, with someone else, or would you just keep him off for your 26?
I mean, my personal 26, like I would actually I think Vitor Reis is a better player than Ibanez at like pretty much everything in his current state right now, and I would want him to be tested out as a right back. But
Yeah.
I think for Ancelotti though, like the type of coach that he is, like he demands like more experience from his defenders, so I understand why Ibanez is like ahead in the pecking order. So I think like we can put him there. I say like Vitor Reis, but that's like a very kind of like personal, just like preference there. But like I understand like why he's there, so I think it's fine as Ibanez and Wesley as the two right backs.
Okay. So yeah, we have. Let's finish up with right backs. We have Wesley. We have Vitinho. We have and then we have Paulo Henrique. Paulo Henrique had a couple of decent games. He scored. Was it against Japan? He scored two goals. I could be wrong. I could be completely
Paulo
misremembering here.
Henrique scored one.
One. Okay. And then we also have a
Yeah,
couple other guys that are not here. I think. Who's the guy from Corinthians? Is it Matazinho? He's been playing pretty good.
yeah.
Or is it the dude? Regardless, he's not here, so it doesn't matter. Um,
Yeah.
I think Wesley gets called up as a left back actually. So for me personally, my second right back would actually be Vitor Hayes. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm gonna put him back here. Daniel, me and you might win here because I believe Wesley's getting called up as a left
Hopefully.
back. I believe Wesley's getting
You
called up
think
Is
as
it
a left
so?
back. I
Wesley?
could be wrong. He's been playing left back at Roma, and I don't think there's no way Douglas Santos is going to start a World Cup, man. Honestly, if like in 20 years from now, however Brazil might be like bottom 20 nation, not bottom 20, but like 19th, 20th range, we might not be great anymore. But we're going to look back and see that that this guy Douglas Santos started a World Cup, and it's just going to be, you know what I mean? It's just going to be funny. I don't think he could be our starter. So um, I think Wesley will get called up as left back. I'm gonna have to go with Ibanez and Vitor Hayes personally. John, I don't know what your opinion on the right back situation is. Obviously, you like Ibanez too. What do you put another someone else as a second right back? In this
I
case,
mean,
we'll make Wesley the left back. I could be completely
I
wrong.
mean, yeah. I mean, I personally, the games that I've watched for Brazil, Wesley did play as a right back. I think he has experience in both sides of the pitch. But I would say Vitor Hayes. Yeah, I mean, we don't really have that many options for right backs and left backs. But if Wesley gets called up as a left back, that means either Douglas Santo or Alexandro's staying home. One of the two. And which one is it going to be?
Now that you bring it up, Alexandro has to get called up, and not because of his talent. I think Ancelotti is just fixed on calling him up, which is pretty annoying to me because I think Luciano Juba definitely deserves to probably be the starter. Honestly, I really believe there is a certain bias at the CBF just because he plays in the north of Brazil. I truly believe that. Kaki Bruno as well. I hate Cruzeiro, but it's undeniable his talent, and he's obviously better than Douglas Santos. Now, I don't think Douglas Santos can stay out of the World Cup. So we have Alexandro and we have Douglas Santos, who both probably are not going to stay out of the World Cup. Wesley has to get called up. So I think would be okay with removing Paulo Henrique here, removing Kaiki, and removing Juba and Vitinho as well. Vitinho probably never had a chance to begin with, even though he has gotten called up to cycle. So that leaves us with six guys. Samuel Lino as well. Anyone thinks Lino has a chance?
No.
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 All right. So we have to remove one guy here, and it's looking obvious that it might have to be Vitor Hayes here.
Yeah. I think
Um,
yeah, I like I said, like I would love for him to be there, but I don't think it's gonna
yeah,
happen, honestly.
that
Yeah,
left side is
I mean,
looking.
these
Go
are
ahead.
both, I mean, Ibanez and Vitor Hayes, they both can play right back and center back. So it's just what Ancelotti's going to prefer. And I think he's already played with Ibanez, so I think they're going to put Ibanez. I mean,
Yeah.
So
I wouldn't even mind Vitor Hayes either. So
go ahead, Daniel. Were you gonna say something?
No, not really. I just agree with that, yeah.
I think our left backs are looking spooky, man. It's not gonna look great. Uh, I'm gonna remove Ether Hayes because we're gonna have to call up a lot of midfielders, a lot of attackers. So
Yeah.
midfielders here we have Andres Pereira, Andres Santos, Bruno Guimaraes. Anyone has an update on Bruno? Has he been playing recently? Is he back from injury?
yeah,
Yeah. No,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
playing. He's fully fit now.
Okay, cool.
He's been playing pretty solid too. I mean, I don't even understand. Like he's getting subbed off in like the 90th minute. Like I don't even know why they should just let him play the whole game. Like I don't know. I think he'll be good.
Uh, in this case, I'm gonna call up Cunha as a midfielder.
Cool. I like that. I
Um,
like that. I like that take. You left
and
Casemiro
Neymar.
first one.
Oh, jeez. That's about it, right? Yep.
Oh, Neymar, if he goes, he's going as attack. No.
Nope. So we'll get to that, but let's start off Casemiro. I think he was the biggest log to go to the World Cup as soon as Ancelotti got appointed. Even if he was injured this whole time and just healthy now, he would get called up. You guys have anything? I know, Daniel, you're not the biggest fan of Casemiro. Uh, I think you're not the biggest fan physically, not technically. You want to speak a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think like he's just like he's not like he once was like in his prime. Like he's
Yeah.
slowed down a bit. But I have come to kind of understand like the kind of role he plays in the team. And I'm not like upset at him playing. I think like he's just like a little bit outdated, but like I feel fine with him. Like and he's definitely gonna get called up. So yeah.
John, any
I
comments?
agree. No, I mean,
Alrighty.
I really like Casemiro to be completely honest. I watch his games for United and he's very impressive. I think he's gonna play very well under the Ancelotti tactical situation. So I mean, you saw it at Madrid. He played great at Madrid. Um, I think I think he's gonna be there for sure. There's no question about it.
So Fabinho, I think we could all agree he's like the only substitute for Casemiro. Personally, I would not call him up at all. I think we probably have a better. I'm not. I couldn't even name a guy to be honest with you, which is kind of embarrassing. But uh, Fabinho is looking like he's going to be the
Ronaldo,
backup. Wait, who?
Ronaldo, he didn't even make the
Oh,
55 man.
Beraldo. Yeah,
It was a joke.
Beraldo, man.
Yeah.
Next year, next cycle, it could look pretty good, man. But I'll come back. Thank God, man. I pushed him a lot. I pushed his prop a lot on Twitter. Glad he found his role as a six. We'll see next year. We'll see next year. But yeah. So I think with us having Casemiro and Fabinho here, we can remove João Gomez. I'm actually a fan of him. The only issue with him is he's playing for Wolves, and they obviously went down. Um, so he'd be the only other guy who's really fighting those guys for like a position there, I think, out of these other guys. Any comments? We all good with that? We all good with Casemiro and Fabinho?
Yeah, I think that's definitely
Definitely.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so we have Andres Pereira, who scored the most beautiful goal in this cycle. Was it a scissor kick or a full bicycle kick? I don't quite remember, but I've always liked them in that, you know, I wouldn't say box to box role. I wouldn't say number 10 role either, but just crashing the box. I actually love him in that role. I don't think he gets called up. Him and Palmeiras right now, it's not been a great sequence. Any opinions on Andres Pereira, or you think his cycle's come to the end? Because especially
Yeah.
thinking about the fact that next cycle he will not get called up at all, so his phase with the Seleção could be fully over.
I think so.
Yeah. I think the chances of him going are like very like less than 1%. No chance.
Let me skip Andres Santos because we know the deal with that. Uh,
Yep.
Danilo, uh, I'm sorry, Bruno Guimarães, I think is an obvious lock here. His
Yeah.
performances actually have not impressed me honestly with how Danilo played, and this is obviously recency bias. The way Danilo has played from Botafogo, they're right next to each other. I think Danilo would probably, for me, I would start Danilo over Bruno Guimarães. Now I don't know how Ancelotti views Bruno. I'm not. We have seen Bruno under Ancelotti. I remember because in the South Korea game, he gave a great assist to Estevan, I think. So Ancelotti
Yep.
kind of unlocked Bruno a little bit. We'll see how it goes in the World Cup. But I think we could all agree that Bruno and Danilo are both locks as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
for sure.
I remember watching the Senegal game, man. That was like I think it was my first time seeing Casemiro and Gumares play together, and I was very impressed with their teamwork. I think they matched very well together. But I also wouldn't mind Danilo starting. I really like his game.
Alrighty, so we have Ederson. We're gonna do Ederson and Gabriel Sada both together. These are both really good underrated midfielders. I think that we have available. What we do have to remember is we have a large quantity of attackers, and we're not going to call up that many midfielders. You guys have any opinions on either of these players, and what do you guys call them up?
I don't think I think both of them have really low chance. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get called up. I like Gabriel Sara, but I think Danilo is just better than him. Um, and yeah, I don't think either are going.
I think Sarah. I think he played against Croatia. He really impressed me in the little time he played. Um,
He was
yeah, it
against
might be
France, not Croatia.
France. Yeah.
France,
Um,
yeah.
but I don't. Yeah, his chances are low at this point. What do you think, John?
Yeah, I just don't think it was enough to get a call back.
You know, I once thought about Gabriel Sara as a left back, and I low key like, because he's left footed, and I low key like, I thought about it, and I thought that could generally be an option, but it's something I've complained about Ancelotti. I feel like he didn't test out any like midfielders or defenders, I mean, except for Militao and Ibanez, as fullbacks, and I think he could have tested it more, but yeah, he's not going.
Yeah. Uh, just to add to that point, we had Beraldo who could have played left back. We had Nata who
Yeah,
could have played left back. We had Murilo who could have played left back as well. And now we're stuck
yeah,
in a
Murillo
point
as
where
well. Yeah,
this is not even Ancelotti's fault. Dorival Juniz didn't really like test too much uh, either at the left back position. So it's kind of like Ancelotti now in the place he's at. He just has to take what he has. And yeah, like there's little time. Like he it feels like yesterday he got appointed. You know what I mean? And now we're what 20 days away, 25 days away from the World Cup. So uh, can't really blame him. Um, let's move on here. We have Gerson, we have Lucas Paqueta. Now, I'll start off. Gerson, one of the biggest wastes. And it's funny I say this because Luis Henrique, who's going to potentially be a starter, I will go. We'll come back to that. Uh, Gerson plays at the same. He's at Zenit still, right? Or is he at Cruzeiro? He's at Cruzeiro now. Holy, he's at
yeah,
Cruzeiro. Has anyone kept up with him at all? I have not kept up with him.
he's playing
Yeah,
right now. Cruzeiro is playing as we speak.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I haven't really kept up with him though. Yeah,
I've seen a couple Cruzeiro fans say that like he like lost all his talent in Russia. That career move just didn't make a lot of sense. He seemed like the guy. He seemed like what Danilo is now. It seemed like he was becoming that guy, and then he went to Russia and never got called up again. I think that was a big mistake. I don't know if you have any opinions on him, John, or is he just fully out the list for you?
Uh, don't even think about him to be completely honest with you. He hasn't ran through my mind once.
Yeah, so we'll remove Gerson here. Lucas Paqueta hasn't been called up at all for this cycle, or maybe he has, but he
he
lived a
has.
bad
Yeah,
moment.
Yeah.
He has. Okay, he
yeah,
lived a
Mr.
bad moment
Pen.
for missed the pen. Yeah, Esteban should have taken that pen. Who was that against? I remember that. Was that
Tunisia.
against
Oh, it
Tunisia?
was, yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
Uh,
yeah. I was so mad. Oh, I was so mad. So mad, man.
I was mad too. Yeah,
Paqueta, he lived a bad moment for West Ham, and then he came to Flamengo. He kind of picked it up. Uh, Again, I don't watch too many Flamengo games, so I wouldn't necessarily know how he's looking. But uh, he's a guy that if you were to like tell me Lucas Paqueta or Mateus Pereira on the way they've been playing in the Brazilian league, obviously it'd have to go to Mateus Pereira. Just the only thing is Lucas Paqueta has been here before. He's played a World Cup. He's familiar with a lot of these players. He's familiar with Bruno Guimaraes. They played together, what if multiple years now. Seleção and Lyon. Um, so I think Lucas Paqueta has to get called up. I think he sneaks himself in there as second to last midfielder. I don't know what you guys have to say about Lucas Paqueta.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. I think he's going, and I keep up with his games, and I think he's been doing really well. I think the what hit him bad though was the injury because he was like on some great momentum, and then he got injured, and he's been out for like I think like 3 weeks now. But before that, he was doing really well, and I already thought like during that period that he was locked in, and I've been seeing that like some reports saying that like he has a high chance of going, so I think he's gonna go. Yeah,
Yeah, no, I agree. I think when he first got to Flamengo, he had like a rough patch, just like trying to get used to like the whole system. But he's been playing very well in my opinion. The thing is, how many midfielders do you think are gonna get called up?
So I'm putting Cunha as a midfielder. Um,
Hmm.
so let me do this real quick. Mateus Pereira, he got called up like one time during the cycle. I think he does not make it. Not based on
Hmm.
ability at all. I think he might be the best 10 in Brazil. Um, so Cunha obviously goes. We'll skip
Yep.
Paquetá for now. Uh, Reports have been saying that I've heard it's between Neymar and João Pedro, but I still believe it's between Neymar and André Santos. I think, and they're saying that Neymar is 90%, 95%. He's gonna get called up. What are you guys' opinion? We'll skip Lucas, but we'll come back. What are you guys' opinion on Neymar getting called up, leaving André Santos out? What do you guys think?
I mean, I like Andre Santos. Just the thing about Andre Santos is he hasn't been getting minutes at Chelsea. Like I don't like he didn't play today. Like he like barely plays anymore. I think he's young. I prefer Neymar over Andre. And that just shows like how crazy like this cycle has kind of been because like 3 months ago, like there were three players from Chelsea that were like apparently guaranteed spot, which was Andre Santos, João Pedro, and Esteval. Esteval's out. Andre Santos might not make it, and I don't know what's going on with João Pedro. He just got hurt today, so I don't know.
Daniel?
Yeah. I think Andre Santos is like a safe option. I never regarded him as like a top midfielder. I just think he's very more so like really solid. Um, I don't know. It is a bit risky to leave him out just because like if Bruno and Danilo somehow both get injured, then it's real bad for us. But yeah, I guess like my opinion on Neymar is that like he's definitely like far from his prime, but like I understand the reasons why we would want to call him up. So for me like that's fine. I just hope people don't expect that he's going to be like a starter and like a super important piece because realistically he's just not. And I don't want it
All
to be
right,
like, oh,
so
after every game Brazil plays it's like they're like, oh, why didn't Neymar play more? Blah blah blah.
yeah,
But if that
yeah.
doesn't happen, then call him up.
All right, so uh, I'm gonna ask you guys both. I just want you to respond with in or out. Is Neymar in or out for you guys for your 26?
And and
And
Okay, so that removes Andre Santos. Now, uh, a lot of people actually know me. Not to like flex or whatever. I was one of the first to tweet about Andre Santos. I'm gonna take that to the grave. I I kept up with him at Vasco. I tweeted about him when he went to Chelsea. Uh, it just hasn't been working for him this year, and I really thought he was a lock to get called up. And under Santos now, he's not getting minutes. It's also not his fault really because Chelsea's management have no clue what they're doing. So um, Andre Santos a guy for the next cycle for sure. Will he ever be Brazil's number 8 or sticks whatever 5? Probably not. Uh, he's probably just going to be a good backup midfielder for Brazil. But he'll be in the next cycle for sure. I think Neymar today he's in. Um, Estevan's injury helped out a lot. Um, and also Ancelotti viewing him more as a midfielder also helps his case. So we'll keep these 7 midfielders. I think Paquetá goes as well. I think Cunha can be also called up as an attacker, but just for the sake of the video, he's going to be put in as a midfielder. Uh, he's been playing as a 10 for Brazil. So yeah, now it comes down to the fun part. Um,
now we got to figure out how many more are
seven
left,
yeah,
more
right?
seven more spots.
7 more.
so
Okay.
Yeah, seven,
7 more
19.
sounds about right. It sounds about right.
Yeah,
So
it does.
we're gonna put Rafinha and Vinicius Jr. here in the front. There's no debate. There's no debate at all with those two guys. Two of the best in the world. Um,
Don't
as
even
much as they
put
haven't shown it for
Richarlison.
Brazil. Wait, what did you say?
Don't even put Richarlison. Just leave him at the bottom. Kick him out already.
we'll,
Kick him out.
we'll get to that. We'll get to that because there is a strong argument for Richie here, but um, Vinicius Jr. Rafinha. You guys think you guys think they could turn up for Brazil? I mean, they turn up for Real Madrid, Barca. They haven't. Rafinha actually did show it in the qualifiers leading up to 2022. After that, he kind of slowed down too. Do you think the jersey it weighs too much for them, or what do you think it could be that hasn't worked in the Seleção so far?
I guess I go. I don't know. I think there's a mix of reasons. I also like I sympathize a lot with the two of them because like this last cycle was was not it was ass, like Diniz, it was Ramon Menezes before that, and then Dorival. Like the team was just like a mess throughout most of this. And it's like it's a 7 game or I think 8 game now competition, right? And you just have to bet on like your best players, like even if they haven't turned up in the last, I don't even know, it could be they didn't play well in the last 10 games or so. Those are still the guys that like you put money on and you bet. Like there's no one else that can do the things that they do, so they go and start obviously.
Yeah, no, I agree. I hope they turn up. It's just I think these guys need to realize that they don't need to keep all the weight on their shoulders, and them making the players around them better already makes the team better. So I think Vinny and Rafinha need to calm down a little bit and not put all the pressure on their shoulders and know that they got to do it together as a team and not individually.
Uh, I have not been the biggest fan of Vinicius wearing the Brazilian jersey. But one thing I'll say, if I had to put money on it, I would bet on Vinicius turning up this World Cup. There's a lot of things going on at his club, Real Madrid right now. A lot of debates between keep Vinny, sell Vinny, keep Mbappe. I think he's gonna show the world who he really is this World Cup. And with Neymar getting called up too, there's as much as they're quote unquote friends, there's definitely like a little thing inside of Vinicius to really show like be like yeah, this is my team now. He hasn't done it yet. We've been waiting on it for a while, but uh, he has however many 7 8 games to really show that. I think the group stage is a perfect start for that. We play Haiti. He should score a few goals hopefully. He will be the penalty taker most likely now that Esteban is well, it depends on who starts. Maybe it'll be Cunha as well. Um, That's actually who do you guys think will be our penalty taker if Neymar's out on the field? Is it Vinny?
Rafinha, I think it's Rafinha.
Rafinha, yes. Will Rafinha even start?
Yeah, yeah,
I think so, yeah, he will, yeah.
yeah.
Okay, okay. Um, so Vinicius Rafinha, they have to get called up. I'm gonna already move up Luis Enrique here too, who could potentially be a starter, and then I'm also gonna move up Gabriel Martinelli. Uh, Obviously, probably will both be on the bench, but these guys have to get called up. They're the direct substitutes for these two guys in front of them. So, any opinions on those two guys? You guys agree, disagree?
Martinelli, I don't. To be honest, like I don't think he's anything special. Luis Enrique, the thing about Luis Enrique, man, like he's not scared. Like this guy has balls. Like I think the Citizens has a lot of players that are scared, that the shirt weighs very heavy on them, and Luis Enrique's the guy that just like puts his head down, closes his eyes, and just goes with God and the ball, man. Like this guy does not care. Like I love his game. He has balls, man. I'll tell you that.
I agree. I like Luis Enrique a lot. I used to kind of not really like him as much, but I realized that like physically he's genuinely like on another level and like 1v1 as well. Like he really is a great player and yeah, I'm gonna be excited to see him at the World Cup. But yeah, he and Martinelli are guaranteed.
Yeah. Something I've personally the reason why I call Luis Enrique like the reincarnation of Gahisha is because I've never seen a player with his physical ability also have like the technical ability he has. It's pretty crazy, and the fact that he's hiding in Russia is absurd to me. I do think he's gonna get a big money move after the World Cup. People are gonna realize how good he is, and he's just gonna flop again because that's just who Luis Enrique is. And then he'll go hide in Russia again. It is what it is. As long as he brings the hexa, it's all good. Um, and Martinelli could actually start on the left wing and Vinny be the striker. I think Ancelotti might look to do that. Now I don't know how we'll set up with Rafinha being back because before we were set up with Estevão and then Luis Enrique was the direct substitute for Estevão. I don't know how he's going to set up because I think it's going to be Cunha and Vinny the top two, and then he's going to have a left winger, right winger. So we'll see if Rafinha ends up being the right winger or if Vinny goes back to the left and Rafinha takes that spot from Vinny up top. Um, let's move on here. So that's four guys. We had seven spots. So between nine players, we have three direct spots. I'm gonna go ahead and remove a player here. I don't know if you guys want to give your opinion on him. Caio Jorge, excellent player for Cruzeiro. I don't think out of all these other guys, I think he has the least uh, the worst chance to get called up here. He didn't get called up under Ancelotti. I don't believe so. And I think all these other nines deserve it better, deserve it more than him. But what are you guys' opinion on him?
Yeah, get him out. He's not going.
No, I agree. I think he scored a pen like last week, but besides that, like I didn't think it was anything special. I think you should instantly put Endrick right next to Martinelli. I think Endrick's like guaranteed in this World Cup.
Yeah. So let's talk about Endrick. For me, one thing about Endrick, I think he's the guy for the Hexa. I think he is the guy. People say it's Neymar. I think Endrick is the guy. For what he's been doing at Lyon is insane, especially because people don't consider that Lyon's actually a horrible squad. Uh, Paulo Fonseca, I don't rate him as a manager either, but their squad, when you look at their squad, it's horrible. So what he's doing at Lyon is nothing short of incredible. Um, and yeah, the only issue of Endrick here is the fact that we don't know how much Ancelotti rates him because he's always careful when he talks about Endrick. And the second thing was when Endrick said that Jude Bellingham was better than Neymar, that obviously hurt a couple people. So um, yeah, what do you guys think about the little Neymar group inside the Seleção who are kind of against the kid? I remember in the game against Croatia, it looked like Endrick might have taken the pen. Maybe he was holding it for Igor Thiago, but Ederson and Casemiro look kind of pissed that Endrick had the ball. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about him under Ancelotti? And do you guys think he gets called up? Because I believe he does.
I called up. I think everyone is treating Endrick. I really like Endrick, but everyone's treating him like he's an next Pele. And people just need to realize like he's still a kid, and yeah, he's playing well, but like I'm not gonna lie, guys. Like League One isn't anything like special. Like his competition isn't anything like great. I do think he's gonna get called up personally. I think he could even sneak in to the starting 11. I could see it, but at the end of the day, I just think people need to like relax a little bit and just let him do what he's gonna do and not put pressure on him because when you put pressure on people, sometimes they fold. But at the same time, pressure makes diamonds. So let's see what happens to this kid.
Yeah, I think the thing that you mentioned, Chris, about I think you said it was like Casemiro or someone else was like kind of like mad at him about the pen situation. I think they just kind of have a little bit of like kind of like a little brother energy towards him, and they're like a little bit more strict on him. I don't think that's like actually like too serious. I would say that I think he's a little bit more. I think he's a little bit still kind of raw, like just as a player, but. I still think I don't think he's as guaranteed as some people think he is, like to get called up.
Yeah,
But I still think I would still put him in my 26.
yeah. I just think Endrick at some point is going to be our starter, but at this World Cup, man, off the bench, it just electrifying, man. It's like a lightning bolt, and we saw that against Croatia. And if there's a close game, if there's a tight game, uh, people think Neymar might be that like spark that we need, but in reality, it's going to be Endrick and those legs. He has a great motor, and he's just going to be running all over the pitch. So we'll keep him there for now. What we'll do now is we have Anthony and we have Hayan. Now these two are probably competing directly for the last spot. I think we all agree that Hanya should get called up. What he's been doing at Bournemouth is crazy, crazy. I don't think Bournemouth have lost yet with him playing. Um, Anthony is
They
also another
haven't.
yeah, Anthony's also another really underrated right winger, which almost every nation in the world would call up Anthony as one of their 26. I think Brazil are in a situation where you cannot call him up because of the load of talent we have on the right. What do you guys think about Anthony and Haya? You guys think any of these two get called up? Personally, I think Haya gets called up. Anthony is out. Uh, so yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think, yeah, Anthony, I don't think has like any chance really of going, or at least a very small chance. I really want Hayan to go, but I can't lie, it's get like these last three spots right here, right? Because we have, or is it no, last two spots that we
Two
have
spots,
left?
yeah.
well,
Two
Endrick is
spots.
not. Are we fully putting Endrick in because Endrick is one of the
I think
last three
so, yeah.
spots? Okay.
I would say so.
Yeah. And so these last two spots just get like a little bit complicated because Igor Thiago is just kind of like a unique profile on his own. And then there's Joao Pedro, which is like, even if he hasn't been that great, it's like, it's hard to leave him out. And then Hayan, which, we see has been really good. So I don't know, like, I hope he's one of the selected ones, but I just think it's hard now. So I'm not gonna say like a definite like yes, but more I hope so.
Yeah,
Ron?
I think it comes down to yeah, I think it comes down to Haya, Igor Thiago, and João Pedro. I don't think Pedro's going. I don't think Richarlison's going. I don't think Igor Jesus is going. But it is really hard to pick between these three. You got to pick two.
Uh,
So one of them's got to stay
yeah.
home.
So sorry to interrupt. So we're good
Yep.
with removing Anthony, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alrighty. So we'll keep Payet here just for now. So João Pedro injury today. We don't know what's gonna happen. Uh, yeah. João Pedro, he hasn't really shown up for Brazil. I've been very critical of him. So has a lot of other fan pages on Twitter. We have Pedro, who out of nowhere has gained all this steam. It could just be Flamigia, Flamingo fans pushing um, Pedro's agenda, but I don't think Pedro should get called up because he got called up for 2022. Uh, he got called up pretty much undeservedly. He got called up because he scored against Tunisia in that 5-1 win, I believe. Um, I think we're all okay with removing Pedro here before anyone else, correct?
I
Yeah.
agree.
Okay. So Richie has played under Ancelotti at Everton. He wanted to bring Richie to Real Madrid. That was gonna happen, but they didn't have enough foreigner spots to bring him. Actually, I could be wrong, or that could have been Gabriel Jesus too. I really forget, but um, we talked about João Pedro. He's injured. Igor Thiago, who got called up, scored a pen. He's been great in the Prem this year. Against bigger teams, he kind of shows he has a little bit of weaknesses. And we have Igor Jesus, who also got called up for Brazil, bagged a couple goals. In my opinion, of these four right here, if I had to call for me today, I'd call up Igor Jesus because I think he brings something different. I think both of his games against City have been amazing too. Um, Forest obviously haven't been great this year, so you have to take that into consideration too. But for Europa, was he the top Europa scorer, or was it conference? I believe so. I could be wrong. I gotta search
Igor
that up.
Thiago.
No, no, Igor Jesus.
I'll search it up right now.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
joint top
yeah,
scorer. I just checked.
yeah,
Yeah. So
he's tied for first.
for Europa, he's bagging all these goals. Uh, and Forest aren't great. They almost got relegated. For me, I would put Igor Jesus. I get why he wouldn't get called up. He hasn't got called up against under Ancelotti, and uh, and yeah,
He did once,
but
I think.
under Ancelotti, but he didn't play, did he?
Yeah, I think so. No, he didn't.
Yeah. He scored against PSG in the Club World Cup. I feel like for me, I would call him up. Now, the only thing is, we have Endrick as a real quote unquote number nine, and we also have Cunha who is a nine, false nine. We can't we can't call up two of these four right here. We can only call up one. I so that makes me believe that Hayan ends up getting called up. What I'm gonna do, I think we all agree, his Charlottesville, he's not gonna get called up. Unfortunately not. Even though he does bring good vibes, Ancelotti's a big when it comes to group and chemistry. He's a big guy when it comes to that. So maybe you can call up Richie for the vibes. Um, but yeah,
I
I
think
think
it's
we can
not out of
agree
the
that
question. Like if I were to put money
yeah,
on it, I would say like he wouldn't go. But he
yeah,
likes like Ancelotti likes Richarlison a lot, so he's not out of the question, you know.
yeah. So Daniel, you tell me the we can only pick seven. You tell me the seven attackers. You don't have to mention the first four. Just mention the last. I'll put him back, and I'll put Pedro back. Caio Jorge Anthony, no chance, so we'll just keep him off. Out of these seven, which three would you take?
Hmm. I think um okay, wait, so we have five here, so technically I have to choose two,
No,
right?
no.
Like two within.
So we're putting Endrick 100% because you said he wasn't a
I thought we were.
full lock. Okay, yeah, that's fine. So we'll keep Endrick here. Do we all believe that Neymar is 100% a lock as well?
I
I
don't know,
think
man.
like okay, like because what I was saying like for Endrick, I said like I don't think like he's 100% like guaranteed, but like for
Yeah.
our list, like I'll like that's my best bet basically is what I'm saying.
Okay. So out of these six, which two would you pick? And then I'll ask John that as well.
Oh man, it's hard. I think I'm gonna go. Honestly, I'm gonna go. Uh, I think I'm gonna go Joao Pedro and Hayan.
John
I
Pedro,
think
yeah, wow.
Igor Thiago gets left out, but I don't know. I'll just throw that. I'm not really sure on that, but that's just what I'll guess.
Go ahead,
I'd,
John.
I'd, I mean, depending on João Pedro's injury, I was just trying to find it. There's no updates on it, but if he's
Let's
healthy
say
and he's fine,
let's say he's 100% healthy, just for the sake
uh,
of the podcast.
it's tough. It's tough, and it's crazy to think that it's tough now. But imagine if we still had Esteval and Rodrigo, how much tougher it would have been. So honestly, this is a lot. This is easier to pick than it would have been. But I would personally go João Pedro and Igor Thiago. But I also wouldn't mind João Pedro and Haya. It's tough. It's tough. It's
Yeah,
tough.
no,
What do
that's
you think,
valid.
Chris?
I was gonna say Igor Thiago and Joao Pedro. I think Joao Pedro for me is like at least like for my bet in this list, I think he's in, and then it's between Hayan and Igor Thiago. So yeah, I don't know. I guess Chris, you break the tie there for us.
Yeah. So the way Ancelotti was talking about Hayan, it, I truly believe he'll get caught up. Now, if Estevan was healthy, Hayan's out of the question next cycle. Um, but just his performances, you cannot leave him out. I just don't think Hayan you can leave him out. Especially because if one of our wingers go down, you can't put you can't you I guess you can maybe throw in João Pedro as a makeshift winger, but you're probably screwed if one of your wingers get injured. So I think Hayan is locked. So I think those six that I have in a row are all locked, which will leave one for five spots. Um, I don't think Igor Thiago should get called up. I don't think so. I think what he's done in the Prem is great, but just because of his penalty goal and that he showed passion when he scored the goal, I don't think he should get called up solely on that. That being said, Igor Jesus probably has no chance. As much as I believe in Igor Jesus, I think Igor Jesus is a better player than Igor Thiago. I truly believe that. I don't think he has a chance. Pedro doesn't have a chance, and Richie. Daniel, what you said was 100% true. He's not fully out of the question. I just don't think he has a chance. And it leaves us down with these two guys. Now, these reports saying that it's up to Neymar, Jean Pedro, I'm not sure how true those are. I don't think I don't believe in any of these leaks, to be honest. I don't think Ancelotti is the type to, even though during Real Madrid they would get their lineups leaked all the time. I think that's something in Madrid more than Ancelotti himself. Um, for the sake of having a real number nine, because I don't think Jean Pedro's a real number nine. I don't think he's someone you can, cross the ball into the box too. I think I would call up Igor Thiago. I think we'd all be okay with that. I think a season like Igor Thiago's playing, as much as I don't rate him, all those goals in the Prem, it means something. He's right behind Haaland. He broke the goal record for Brazilians in the Premier League. So this would be our 26 here. Is that 26? Let me count real quick. 12, 15, 18,
Yeah, it is.
19, 26. Is there
I
is there
I like this.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like this. I mean, my thing was, of course, Juan Pedro played today. Hyun's game's gonna be on Tuesday, so after the call up, so he can't really judge off of this week or next week's game. But Igor Thiago does play tomorrow at 10 versus Crystal Palace. I think Ancelotti will keep an eye on that. But if Igor Thiago performs well tomorrow, I think him and Haya are going to be locked. And I think Juan Pedro's performance today, he had the opportunity to do something. And to be honest, he didn't really do much. But I like this a lot. I really do like this. But Chris, can I ask you a question real quick? Do you think
hmm
Neymar is going to be okay with being on the bench, or do you think if Ancelotti brings him, he's going to start him?
I think Neymar understands the situation he's in, but I also understand. I think he also understands he has the power to just not do whatever he wants because Ancelotti is going to be like probably the highest profile manager he's ever had, right? I mean, Luis Enrique nowadays is a bigger name, bigger manager than he was back at Barca. So I think Ancelotti is the highest profile, highest caliber. I could be wrong, uh, but Neymar has a lot of influence. I think he's okay with actually being coming off the bench. I think he's going to play in almost every game off the bench. I think that's even better for Neymar because against tired legs, he's going to look better. So um, he just wants to be part of the winning squad. He wants to do something. He wants to score goals. He wants to do something in the final. He wants to be the protagonist. He still can be off the bench. So um, really
Yeah.
quickly, Daniel, do you like this 26? Is there anyone that we left out that's like absurd to you that we shouldn't have kept out? Or would you be okay if this is the 26 on Monday?
I think that like in terms of like my prediction, I think like this is solid. Like there's one I think like from this we'll probably get like a max like I think like two players like wrong.
Yep.
And like those players like right now like I've honestly like no clue who's gonna go up. Like it's really 50-50 for me. So I think this is solid. Yeah.
John, is there any player that we left out that just doesn't make any sense to you, or you would be okay with this as well?
I know. Okay. I mean, yeah, there's like a few that are really hard to leave out. For example, João Pedro. I honestly personally think Thiago Silva is going to be hard to keep out, and as well as Hugo Souza. But I think this is going to be the list too. Like I think we're spot on. And João Pedro, I don't know. And honestly, I could see Paquetá being left out.
Yep.
I would not be surprised. I would not be surprised. I could see Paquetá being left out and
Yep.
João Pedro coming in, but I don't know. I feel like Hyun's very unique. So is Igor Thiago. So if it comes down to those three, João Pedro, Igor Thiago, and Hyun, I think João Pedro's going to stay home if
Yeah.
it comes down to
I,
that.
I believe if we were to have a eighth attacker, it'd be in place of Paquetá or Neymar. Um, so yeah, we'll see how that goes. Um, but I think we'll end the pod here, boys. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. Daniel, thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate it. I know you're busy.
Of course.
John, appreciate it as well for hopping on. Uh, we'll
Yep.
try and get a call up reaction pod. Uh, we'll see if we can set that up with everybody. Maybe not exactly on Monday, but yeah, thank you guys so much. And yeah, see you guys in the next episode.